Hey guys, Yankee here, and today I'm going to be giving my thoughts on Tenchi Muyo Ryo-Ohki OVA 1 Episode 2. Before I get to the episode, I'm recording this at a relative's house, and it sounds a bit echoey in the room I'm recording this in, so if things sound weird in the video, I apologize. It'll be back to normal soon. Anyway, this episode can really be summarized really quickly, right? Two new characters from space show up, Ayaka and Sasami, on a spaceship. They basically kidnap Tenchi and Ryoko, and then it's them trying to get out of the spaceship and get back home. And this is just more fun, right? The last episode was a lot of action, but it was still very fun. This one's not as action heavy as, Tenchi and Ryoko running around the school blowing things up. But it's neat. We see more aliens, right? I think in the first episode they talk about how Ryoko came from space or something, but we're seeing like real spaceships and stuff now, and I think the Ayaka's spaceship looks great. I think the ship's designs in this show look really cool, like sort of made of wood, looking like that, and it just looks really cool. So basically, at the start of this episode, Ayaka gets a laser beam sent to her ship. Which we saw in the first episode, and I didn't bring it up, but laser beam came out of a tree, went into space, and it was a signal. Ayaka gets the signal and knows it's from her brother, Yosho. So she is the sister of Yosho, who is the legendary hero who trapped Ryoko, and is an ancestor of Tenchi. And so she's coming to Earth to try and find her brother. Tenchi is trying to get rid of Ryoko, and Ryoko is just trying to get 3 magic gems that are in Tenchi's sword to give her her powers back. Yeah, and that's pretty much the episode. It's really great. I think because it's not as action heavy this episode, there's not as much standout animation. Everything still looks great. This one's more humorous. The last episode had some funny moments, but this one's more jokey, right? I'm trying to think of an example, but I can't think of one right off the top of my head. But anyway, this one's more silly and more fun. Tenchi gets put in weird tree jail, and Sasami is the one that brings him out, and she's got sort of a, in this episode at least, a sort of, I don't want to say trickster-y personality, but prankster-like. She has him go and try and get her sister's little headband, which she wears, and tries to get him to steal it from her, and she's just messing with him. We get to see a lot of the inside of this ship, which is cool, and we get to see a lot of alien animals, which I can only assume are all dead at the end of this episode, because Ayaka's ship is about to crash land on Earth, and she just jettisons the ship and keeps a little sphere, not a sphere, a disc, a UFO, a saucer section of it. So I assume all those animals are dead. But we get to see a lot of that. I think right off the bat, Jirai, from the little bit we've seen in this, it feels very Japanese, but it also feels very distinct, right? Ayaka's clothes feels kind of like old Japanese stuff, from my limited experience with that, right? Almost like a kimono, or the what am I trying to say? The, not fancy, but dress-up clothes, right? Things you see in old-timey Japanese stuff. And I guess even now they still wear those, but it feels very inspired by Japanese stuff. I think the ship looks cool. The inside of the ship looks unique. Again, just having a lot of stuff made out of wood is really unique to me, because I'm not a big sci-fi guy. But you don't really see that. You see sci-fi, it's okay, here's a ship, it's really shiny, or you get something like Star Wars where it's kind of beaten down. I don't think outside of this show I've seen the spaceships that are have wood paneling, right? I think it's really interesting looking. And so again, Ayaka jettisons most of her ship and ends up stranded on Earth. I didn't bring this up, but Tenchi's house in Tokyo ends up getting shrunk and then put into Ryoko's spaceship, and Ryoko's spaceship, Ryo-Ohki, and that also crashes. And now Tenchi's house is just stuck in the forest next to a lake, close to his grandfather's shrine. And that's it. That's the episode. Uh, it was fun. I like this episode a lot. Aika and Sasami are fun. We're stuck together now, living in this house, which is a setup I really enjoy. If you watch anything else on my channel, you know I like dumb harem series, and having all the characters just sort of stuck in a house, living together, is my preferred setup. Invaders of the Rokujoma is another series I like that's similar. They're not like all stuck together like that. They don't live together, but they all like congregate in one location. So it's like they live together and like eat together and stuff like that. But yeah, a good episode, just fun. Lots of like, not lots, but like a good amount of building out the world and like this alien planet, and we've got like some like intriguing things going on. Like, we know that Ryoko was sealed away like, what was it, 400 or 500 years ago. So now we're like, what happened to Yosho? Why did he just not contact Aika and his family after that? So we've got some interesting things. We've got some questions. We've got a good build-up of sort of the world. And now we've got sort of our main setting, right? Tenchi's house is here. This is where the show takes place a lot of the time. So yeah, overall, a good episode, a lot of fun. Animation is still pretty good, even though it's not as action heavy. The scene with them crashing the spaceships looked really good. We get to see a bit more of like Ryoko, like, I don't know how to describe it, like her personality a bit. Like, as she is crashing Aika's spaceship, Aika's like begging her to stop, and she's just laughing, and I think that's fun. Yeah, great episode. And that's gonna do it for this video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.